Escudero, pinatotohanan ang pagiging mastermind ni PBBM sa demolition job laban sa kanya. PBBM galit na galit sa Senado dahil hindi nasunod ang kanyang gusto na ma-impeach si VP Sara. Pero bago ang lahat, kung hindi pa kayo nakapag-subscribe sa channel na ito, please do subscribe para mas maging updated pa kayo sa mga susunod kong mga videos. PBBM harap-harapang binanatan si Senate President Chis Escudero kung saan sinabi niyang may plano ba umano ang mga ito na maging bahagi ng Supreme Court. Ang patutsada na ito ni PBBM ay ugat ng kanyang pagkadismaya na hindi natuloy ang hatol na pagpapatalsik kay VP Sara. Kaya naman mga political analyst na ispatan ang Pangulo na may something cheesy kay Escudero at sa pinamumunuan nito dahil lang sa pagsunod ng mga ito sa utos at hatol ng Supreme Court.
Please be seated. Of course, the former tenant of these surroundings, former President and Pampanga 2nd District Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Senate President Chis Escudero, and the Honorable members of the Senate who are apparently now applying to be included in the Supreme Court. nagkaroon lang ng autonomy. Gusto niyo na mag-Supreme Court. Paano naman? How will Chis pass his legislation? Speaker of the House Ferdinand Martin Romualdez, the honorable members of the House of Representatives, Chief Justice Alexander Gasmundo, and the Honorable Associate Justices of the Supreme Court, fellow workers in government, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. A warm welcome to Malacanang Palace, and it is truly nice to see all three branches of government under one roof, working together to strengthen our country's democracy and democratic processes. Democracy can only take root when every Filipino is certain that the law is the same for all, and that those who create, enforce, and interpret these laws do so without fear, without favor, and without anyone holding them by the purse strings. Today, through the signing of the Judicial Fiscal Autonomy Act, we are putting safeguards in place so that the judiciary can work more efficiently and more independently. Our Constitution already mandates the judiciary shall enjoy fiscal autonomy. Appropriations for the judiciary may not be reduced by the legislature below the amount appropriated for the previous year, and after approval shall be automatically and regularly released. And this is why we continue to help the judiciary become secure in its resources and perform its duty to serve our people without any delay. Under this law, the proposed budget of the judiciary will go straight to Congress and shall be included in the national budget exactly as submitted. Every month, funds will be released automatically. The Chief Justice is authorized to augment any item and modify through on-bank resolutions the allotment of funds within the bounds of the law to where they are most needed, whether that goes to hiring more personnel, repairing courtrooms, advancing their systems to keep up with their times. In turn, the Supreme Court will report quarterly to the executive and legislative branches on how these funds are judiciously spent. This is how we promote transparency and accountability. This is how we do checks and balances. This is how democracy works, by respecting the role each branch plays, while exercising our duty to ensure that no branch acts beyond what the Constitution allows. We are also establishing a judiciary trust fund so the courts can tap their collected funds to address urgent needs. The Supreme Court can reorganize its offices, hire staff faster, and bring services closer to the people by decentralizing operations. Higit sa lahat, ang batas na ito ay para sa taong bayan. Kapag may sapat na pondo at malinaw na patakaran sa paggamit nito, magagawa ng hudikatura ng mas mabuti ang kanilang sinumpang tungkulin. Ang bawat kasong nakahain sa mga korte ay mapapakinggan at madidesisyonan ng walang takot at walang alinlangan. Kaakibat nito, matutugunan ng hukuman ang hinaing ng taong bayan na dumudulog sa kanila at matutulungan silang isulong ang kanilang mga karapatan. Mabibigyan din sila ng pagkakataon makamtan ang kalayaan, kapayapaan at hustisya. This law further strengthens the commitment of the executive to work alongside the judiciary as a co-equal branch of government. We recognize that each of us has a unique role, and yet we also have a shared responsibility to uplift Filipino people. Above all, let us always remember that even our smallest decisions can shape the lives of very many people and the future of the nation. This administration is committed to respecting the autonomy and authority of the Supreme Court as it discharges its constitutional duty to interpret the highest law of the land. This commitment thus calls on us to stay true to our Constitution, to champion integrity and fairness, and implement laws with prudence and foresight. I would like to take this opportunity to convey our deepest gratitude to the legislature for passing this very significant law. As we build a more progressive Bagong Pilipinas, let us ensure that the rights of our people remain secure and that every Filipino lives with peace, with dignity, with pride. Maraming salamat sa inyong lahat at mabuhay ang Hudikatura, mabuhay ang Bagong Pilipinas.
Tulad ng babala na isang kapwa ko senador na ito'y gagawin upang tiyakin na maalis ako sa pwesto at nang pag-final muli daw yung impeachment ay wala na ako dito pagdating ng February 6. Matagal pa yun. But having said that, allow me to answer the malicious, I will say malicious, ill-timed article that came out against me in relation to the flood control press con of the President yesterday. Number one, ang sinabi ng Pangulo kahapon, mga completed flood control projects mula 2018 na nakakahalaga ng humigit kumulang 550 billion pesos. Sinabi niya, wala siyang aligasyon, pero 15 kontratista ang nakakuha ng ganong kalaking pondo. Ang lumabas na artikulo, kinikilala ko, kaibigan ko, kababayan ko, tiga Sorsogon, contractor siya. Pero ang nakuha niya ay 5.4 billion di umano. Wala pang 1% ng kabuuang pondo na sinasabi ng Pangulo sa flood control. Ang tanong ko, bakit pinagtuunan ng pansin yon? Yung 1% pa talaga, hindi yung 99%? Bakit pinagtuunan ng pansin, hindi yung mga mambabatas marahil o opisyal ng gobyerno na kontraktor? Hindi naman ako kontraktor. Hindi ako bahagi na anumang negosyo kaugnay sa construction o supply sa pamahalaan mula nung pumasok ako sa gobyerno noong 1998. Sa katunayan, yung mas malaking bahagi ng pondong di umano nakuha nung kontratistang tiga Sorsogon ay nakuha niya bago pa ako naging senador muli noong 2022. Ayon mismo sa datos na pinresenta ng Pangulo kahapon. So klaro, malisyoso ang artikulo, tiniming ang paglabas at tiniming talaga para ika nga idikit ito bagaman walang sinabi ang artikulong ginawa kong mali o masama. Yung insinuation, yung innuendo, nandun pa rin. Kaya minabuti kong sagutin ngayong umaga. Kaya for the record, wala akong kinalaman sa pag-identify, paggawa ng program of work, pagbid, pag-award, pagbahay, pagbayad, pag-inspeksyon ng anumang proyekto sa pamahalan, sa Sorsogon man o sa labas ng lalawigan ng Sorsogon. Meron kaming bibigay sa inyong data tungkol sa kinal naming figures kung saan papatunayan nun na wala pa nga ako dito nung karamihan yon ay nakuha.
Sino involved dun sa demolition job hanggang ngayon?
Yung mga may gusto ng impeachment, yung marahil nasaktan, tinamaan o nasapul sa mga talumpati at mga pinagagawa at pinagsasabi ko nitong mga nagdaang araw. Klaro naman yon.
Kasamahan
Yun ang impormasyong nakakarating sa amin.
Kasamahan nyo rin, sir, dito sa
Hindi principally kasamahan namin dito sa Senado. Sa pagkakaalam namin sa labas, pero hindi ko alam kung may tumutulong, kakuntsabaw, kakumplot. Pero taga labas.
Sir, taga,
Obvious naman siguro yun kung sino